Work directly with T. Rowe Price, and together, we can find the right investments to help her potential bloom. That's the power of curiosity. Better questions, better outcomes. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. The Panthers on the prowl will continue driving down the field to the red zone. We just got a first down and 10. Smitty on the loose, wide open Ted again. Stack 6 more on the board, looking like a win. With the 6-game winning streak, put them out their misery. Brady wanna cry when the ref threw the penalty. Panthers got a hot team, Patriots the enemy. Draw the first blood, different team than we used to be. Cam swerving through the traffic signal in a first down. Fans on their feet and the crowd getting really loud. Offense did a job off the field. There's a towel. Bank of America. Stadium is going down. Defense got him pushed back to the end zone. Hardy with the sack. That's a safety and we got the ball. Rushing on your shotgun. Staring at the barrel, y'all. All New England fans hear him saying that ain't fair at all. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Better watch the linebacker, he can read you like a book. Run 40 yards just to tackle Luke. Got him shook, Tolbert like a tank. And D'Angelo with the fake. Stiff arm, out of bounds, 25 to game. Stewart back, healthy 3 lethal running backs. It's suicide, add the wide receivers, it's a rout. Secret weapon, make plays, Greg Olsen make it happen. Keep pounding on these haters, we ain't playing John Madden. Legion of the Hood, hometown go boom. Force the fumbles, Panthers making sure the ball is loose. Jack move, Charles Johnson, yeah, he will come attack you. State of mind, mentally and physically, we pass you. Godfrey in the nickel back, and he making sure we're safe. Panthers on the prowl, we gon' come and elevate the state. Hard fought thriller, only 59 seconds left. Panther fans on the feet, heart beating out the chest. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding.
Welcome again to another Mock Draft Monday. How you guys doing? Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so, and don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as schedule for the channel, and for the Yahoo Sports app. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League via the Yahoo Sports app. If you want to get your hands on an intro like the one you see on your screen, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram. Using her last name first, Ty, T-A-I, Lindara, L-I-N-D-A-R-A. For videos, panels, etc. Fair pricing, very patient, awesome to work with, love her to death. Tell her I sent you. She'll hook you up if you're a content creator. Go check her out, man. Linda Aratai on Instagram. Alright. Let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen. How we feeling tonight? We got a lot of news. And I think the most prominent news is the fact that we met with a running back. That information's been out there for a little bit now. Let me see if I can figure out. Okay, here we go. We're hearing now that the Panthers will be one of the most active teams in free agency via Dov Kleiman on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it now. Where it is Mr. Greenlaw, the linebacker for the 49ers, is testing free agency. They're not going to re-sign him. We've got Darius Slay wanting to play for Mike Tomlin after his release. But more directly to us and what we're doing, we met with running back Cam Skattebo. I think that's how you say his last name. I can't get his name. I am infamous for mispronouncing last names, so please forgive me. But it's the Arizona State running back Cam Skattebo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I could be totally wrong. 5'9", 219. Finished the 2024 season with 338 total touches, 2,316 total yards, 24 total touchdowns, and was supposedly a key piece to Arizona's season last year. Now, that's the news that we're getting right now. We've also heard that former Carolina Panther, now former Philadelphia Eagle, James Bradbury, has been released after his injuries. So, that being said, we're also going to pay attention to the fact that Saquon Barkley is now the highest paid running back with $41.2 million extension. That's wild. In other news, the Chargers, the Panthers, and the Steelers are all expected to be suitors for the free agent wide receiver Darius Slayton. We've all been connected to him. But he wants to join a winning team. Are we a winning team yet? No. Could we become a winning team next year? Yes. That is why we are in the mix for this gentleman right here. And I have a feeling that once we start getting into the regular season, we start getting our groove, we're going to be glad that we were in the mix for this guy. And let's see if he doubts what we're doing. Let's see if he doesn't understand what we're trying to create or how we're creating it. Because that might scare him away. It might scare him towards the Pittsburgh Steelers. It might scare him towards the Chargers. We'll see. But Davante Adams got released as well. And I told you nobody was going to take that contract. I told you. Nobody wanted it. That cap room was ridiculously high on that contract. You're not going to get a trade. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Jets did the only thing that they could do. They released him and got some of that money back. But a lot of that they had to eat in dead cap. But I mean, they did that to themselves. So, you know, do I feel bad? No. It's the Jets. You see what I'm saying? Like, and final piece of news that came after the combine is Jamal Williams, the running back for the Saints, was also released. Who rushed for 164 yards on 48 carries, 3.4 yards per carry. I want y'all to pay attention to that number. And 1 touchdown with 9 receptions for 57 yards at 14 games last season. That's not good numbers, folks. If you're rushing for under 4 yards per carry, it's not a good look. Couple that with only 1 touchdown in 14 games. Yikes. This dude's on the way out. I hate to say it, but he's on the way out. And I liked him. I thought he was alright, you know. I thought he was awesome. I thought he had potential. Nope. Guess again. But, such is the life in the NFL. You get to the top of the mountain, you start having to go down. But it is what it is. But yeah, I did like him. So we got a lot of new information about the combine that we can use now. So let's start doing some mocks. That's what we're here for. Shout out to Marcos Cash. He says, "What's up, Corey? What's going on, man?" Shout out to you. Welcome on in. Happy to have you. Let me see. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. We're gonna get rid of that. There we go. Alright, let's get to work, shall we? Now, again, first thing I'm doing. You already know. I'm moving those 7s up to put us in the 6th round. First thing I'm doing. Nobody else is willing to do that. Nobody else even thinks to do this. Okay? We don't have a 6th round pick at all. And there's a lot of talent in the 6th round. And I'll continue to do that until it's not any less relevant. Okay, that's going to be on every mock draft. I don't care if the scouts see that. Let them see it. You know? That's something we should be doing anyway. Regardless. Um, Secondly, there's been a lot of information about a lot of these players. Um, I heard a lot of hype about Tyler Warren today. Um, in one stream, I also will say this. The Combine people were very, very quick to look into Will Johnson, and they focused on Juwan Walker, Mikael Williams, Mike Green, but the biggest thing was James Pierce Jr. That's what they were highlighting. But when you go through the interviews, you'll see Malachi Starks is also mentioned. So there's a lot here at 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a mock where we trade that 8 back, to around 12 or something like that. And we're going to see how this goes. And for this one in particular, we're going to be targeting Mikael Williams or James Pierce Jr. I do not feel comfortable going after Mike Green because he has an injury history. And remember what happened the last time we drafted somebody that had an injury history. Guess what? They got hurt again. Think. Management, think. Use your noggins. I warned you not to do that. I warned you we don't want any more injury-prone players. What did they do? They went after Brooks. Knowing full well the man had an ACL tear history. Guess what's going to happen when you mismanage him again? Right along with every other player that we've had. He tears the same ACL again. Gee, who didn't see that coming? Come on. When you had a perfectly healthy Wisconsin running back sitting right there that you could have chosen instead. Same numbers, same status, same impact. Brooks just had slightly a hair better numbers. But you know what? That ACL tear. That's everything in a draft pick. And the second I see that as a GM, if I'm a GM, I'm saying, heck no. I'm going for the second choice running back. I don't fool with that. Okay? I don't fool with that. You don't play that type of game. Well, we're trying to build a franchise winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just something. That's something that should never happen. You want to build a franchise? Stay away from injury-prone players. Especially ones with a history. Alright, so in that first month after the Super Bowl, I heard a lot about Mike Green. Well, if you actually go back and look at his injury history, that ain't it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another example. We're about to pull a Jonathan Brooks 2.0. I'm trying to warn y'all. Nobody wants to listen. Alright. Let's do it again. Because that's what our management is good at, right? Just shooting ourselves in the foot and just acting a fool. And going after the wrong people. And then you wonder, 2 years later, why these guys are dead cap hits. Gee. I wonder. I just can't figure it out. I can't figure it out for the life of me. You know? This dude was supposed to be a Pro Bowler after 2 years. This dude was supposed to do this, that, and the third. And guess what? He didn't. Gee, I wonder why. Because guess what? We're mismanaging players again. We're picking the wrong players again. There's always one in every bunch. The rest of them seem fine, though. I give you credit for the rest of them. B+ grade for the rest of them. But Brooks, no. I can't sign off on that one. I never did sign off on that one. As soon as I saw I start playing around with those draft picks, I said, we're doing too much. We're doing too much. I told y'all that man was a trap. And what did we do? We went for it again. You know, like, hook, line, and sinker. We just can't resist the bait. I don't get it. We can't. I swear to God, if we get Mike Green, I'm going to lose it. On draft weekend, I'm going to lose it. I'm trying to tell y'all, I don't mind us trading down. But Mike Green is not the answer. Not to mention, you got Shamar Stewart sitting right there too, who we have met with too. Malachi Starks. And you've got Walter Nolan sitting there too. If you screw this up, God help me, man. If y'all screw this up. There's too much talent for you to screw this up. Michael Williams will be sitting down there too. I guarantee it. There ain't no way. There ain't no way you can screw this up. Alright, so let's take a moment and try to figure out which one of these teams is going to want to trade up. And for what reason. With us to 8. Now here's the problem with this. Even if you do trade down, you still got New Orleans and Chicago sitting right here. Both of these teams could steal somebody from us. I warned y'all about that. Last few weeks of the season, I warned y'all about these two. Look where they're sitting, right behind us. Now, personally, I like to keep them behind us. But if you're targeting a player at 12 to 14 range, 12 to 15 range, that's not really realistic. So, otherwise, it's going to look like a reach if you try to grab them at 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, so here's the problem here. Indy knows that they can't do anything with AR, but they're going to stick with him. So they're not looking quarterback. Miami's sticking Tannehill, or whoever they've got. They're not looking right now. Dallas is sticking Prescott. They're not looking right now. San Fran has Brock, so they're not looking. Falcons have figured it out too. So, if you're looking for a team that's looking for a quarterback down here between 10 and 18, you're not going to find one. So here's the question. What are they looking for? What would make them want to trade up? Well, if you look at the list, it would depend on what is still here, right? So let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just run this mock without moving from 8, just for a second. I'm going to reset the whole thing in a minute where we trade down. But I just want to see where people end up in the first 7. Just for the heck of it. Okay? Walker, Ward, Campbell, Graham, McMillan, Johnson. And see, when these guys are gone, one of those guys will make a team trade up. Which one's it going to be? And I wish I could go back and see which team picked which one. So we'll try to do that on NFL Draft Buzz's website. Let's see if we can make that happen. I'm just gonna run a random one. Yep, we'll go with that. Okay, so at pick 8, look what's already off the board. You got Travis Hunter off the board. You got Abdul Carter off the board. Mason Graham in the top 5 again. I'm telling you, there's a high chance we don't see Mason Graham at all if we stay put at 8. In either scenario. James Pierce Jr. jumps up to 4. Gentry goes 5. Shedeur Sanders goes 6. I think Shedeur Sanders goes Raiders anyway. I called that one even before we started doing mocks. I called that one way before we started doing mocks. I told y'all I had that feeling. And I was right. They started hunting this dude early. Cam Ward, Jets. So look who is still here. We got Will Johnson. We got McMillan. Will Campbell. Shamar Stewart. Tyler Warren. Josh Simmons. Michael. Walter Nolan. And guess who else is here? Nick Emawari, who had a stellar combine. Jawan Walker and Kenneth Grant. All of these guys are still here. One of these gentlemen will make a team want to jump up there and make a trade with us. And I do agree with Mr. Thompson in chat. He says Travis Hunter will be that one player. I'm going to say Will Johnson and McMillan. Because if you really look at McMillan's body of work, this dude is a beast. I could see Michael Williams being that guy that a team would want to trade up for. I could see Jelon Walker being a player that somebody would want to trade up for. You know, there's a few of these guys, man. But who have we actually met with? Pay attention. Shamar Stewart. Panthers management has actually met with this guy. That ought to give you a clue as to what we're doing. Because the rest of it looks like a false facade. You know, and let them think, oh yeah, we're going after McMillan. Yeah, we need a number one wide receiver. You know, let them think, oh, we're going after a Tyler Warren that's a beast, you know, and this, that, and the third, you know, about Tyler Warren. You know, let them hype up, you know, maybe a Walter Nolan or a Nick Emilwari. Let them say, yeah, these guys are good. These guys are awesome, you know. And then on draft weekend, we go and we pick up Shamar Stewart, and everybody just goes, who? Now, I want y'all to remember this because I pay attention to who we meet up with. Sometimes you can see some crazy stuff happen on draft weekend. But when you're paying attention, you're really paying attention, and you notice the little details, like who we meet up with 2 months before a draft starts. Should it really be a surprise to you at all? At that point? That's what I'm saying. Now, would a team trade up in order for us to drop down and get Shamar Stewart? Yeah, definitely. Where's Shamar on this one? Still there, 15. Now, see, here's the other thing. We don't know what ranking system they're using on draft weekend. Year after year after year, we don't know. So, how can we accurately predict in any of these mocks what's actually going to happen? Thompson says, I think we need another top 75 pick. I agree. And that's what this would grant us that. I'm going to do something crazy with 74 as well. Y'all watch this. Because this is going to be a lot of fun in just a minute. And if you've been paying attention during the Combine streams, you know exactly what I'm about to do. If you haven't been, and you missed those, watch carefully. Now, the first thing is going to be deciding which one of these teams is going to jump up here and grab one of these players that's still on the board. And didn't we had some offers. Okay, 6th round. Nope. There's one, Falcons. Nope, we're not trading. No. I'm telling you right now, do not trade with your division rival. That's your first mistake. Seahawks. There you go. There you go. Right there. Right there. I could see us moving down to 18. We pick up 50. I don't see a 82 in there. I just don't see that happening, but that is the ideal trade for us right there. Make that 7 a 6th rounder. Boom. Sold. Sold. Right there. Hook, line, and sinker right there. Let's see who is still there if we take that deal. I like it. I don't know about y'all, but I like it. Let's see what happens. This is a mock, right? Can't hurt nothing, right? Let's do it. Simmons, Pierce, Hunter, Sanders, Burden, Banks, Loveland, Green, Ikuba, Barron. Now, guess who's still there? Michael Williams. Tyler Warren is still there. Shamar Stewart is still there. Starks is still there. Walter Nolan is still there. Kenneth Grant. Oh, and look at Nick Imawari working down there. And we've already dipped our toes in the water with South Carolina players before, and we've had success. Yeah. This is starting to look real interesting. This is if we use this ranking system, ladies and gentlemen, which there's no guarantee we will. But so far, this is looking dirty. There's a lot of talent still there at 18. I'm happy with it. So, let's play this like an actual NFL draft weekend, right? Let's pretend like this is actual draft weekend. Let's say that meeting with Shamar Stewart turns into more than just a meeting. Let's say that turns into our pick at 18, right? Just for the sake of, we can always go back and do that. So remember what that trade was, okay? Because we're going to manually create that next time. And we're going to run through each of these scenarios. You know, we'll run through Michael Williams. We'll run through one where we take Tyler Warren. We'll take one where we do Malachi Starks. And I also want to run one where we get maybe a Kenneth Grant. You know, I don't see Ashton Gentry still there. I just don't see it. But if you want to create a trade offer like that in your mocks, go for it. Use NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator, and I guarantee you'll get that trade offer passed. Now, granted, I would have preferred to have a 6th rounder pick instead of a 7th for next year. That's just me. I'm picky like that. 7th rounders are garbage time for me. That's why I moved both of those 7s, this year's 7th and next year's 7th, up to get a 204. I will always do that. Because we've got to have a 6th round pick. We've got to. It's critical. Alright, so once again, let's see what these offers are. I'm curious to see who's going to be ringing the phone with us at 18. We've got the Chargers wanting us to move down a little bit more. That's a garbage offer. Unrealistic, too. Garbage, garbage, garbage. No. Pick your player. At 18, pick your player. Because I'm telling you, at 18, whatever offers we get at 18 are going to be garbage. Unless somebody is hunting for Nick Imawari specifically, which I don't see that happening. You know, in middle of the field. So, let's say, for instance, we go Shamar Stewart on this one. That meeting turns into more than a meeting. That turns into our pick. Okay? Let's go. 50. Pick 50. I'm down. Like, this is the dream trade offer. If this should happen, I will lose my mind. I don't see it happening, though. Okay, Pittsburgh, that's mildly interesting, but not realistic. Moving down 2 spots, they give you this? Nah, not realistic. We're trying to keep it as realistic as possible to draft weekend, right? No, we're not moving down. Leave it alone. Alright, so, pick 50. Here's what's available. Now, here's my thing. Okay? You gotta pick 50, you gotta pick 57 here. Use it wisely. Now, one of these picks you can use for a wide receiver, and I recommend Jack Beck. I would not be mad at Higgins, but I prefer Jack Beck. Because if you look at his numbers, those are astronomical numbers compared to what he's supposed to be getting in the Big 12. It stands out. And that's what you want. At linebacker, Carson sitting here. We have had success with Gamecock players, so Demetrius Knight would be on our radar. At corner, Benjamin Morrison. I'm going to be real with you. My target's Noel Williams. It's been Noel Williams all month, last month, and it's still Noel Williams after watching the Combine. It still is. We just got our edge, but yes, we can double down if we choose to. There is Kyle Kennard, but I'm gonna be real with you. Landon Jackson looked a lot better. That looks like a lot better of a choice. Safety, I think you can kind of sit on that. I'm aiming for Malachi Moore. I'm aiming for a Jalen Reed down here. You know, I'm not in a hurry for that. That's me if I'm GM, you know, after making that move. There's also Charles Grant. He was mentioned in an interview at 100. So if you're going for Charles Grant, I would get him probably either 74 or 82. But I've got another plan for those picks down here. You'll see. Now, tight end. You do have Arroyo. You do have Gunnar Helm. You do have Terrence Ferguson. My target is Mitchell Evans. And the reason why is we're not looking to restart the entire tight end order, you know, and push everybody down. What we're just looking for is a replacement for Ian Thomas. And to be able to push out all the rest underneath Ian Thomas. So in my opinion, Mitchell Evans Luke Lackey. Those two are my choices. I like those two. Again, I'm doubling down on them after the combine. Love them. Running back. Devin Neal is an option. He becomes an option sitting at 82. This is why I wanted that 82. Okay? We went crazy and we started moving around picks last year. You know, to pick up Sanders, and we picked up Brooks. I would not put it past Dan Morgan to do that again just to get Devin Neal. I would not put it past him at all. Because we failed with Brooks. Now, defensive tackle. I was going to get to that. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. You got Deone Walker here. You got Caldwell. But those aren't the guys I'm looking at. Ty Robinson is the guy I'm looking at. Why? Because this dude is multifunctional. He also had a stellar day at Combine. He's fast. He's athletic. He's got excellent technique, excellent footwork. And he would be a great solo tackler for us on the D-line. Now, we have been looking at Elijah Roberts as well, which I'm not against that. But Ty Robinson is my guy. I'm doubling down on Ty Robinson. I absolutely believe he is the choice at defensive tackle. Since we can't get Mason Graham's going to be in the top 5 every single time. And every single mock draft. I highly doubt he drops to 8. So if you can't get Mason Graham, you have to sit there and you have to wait at defensive tackle. You have to get Ty Robinson. I'm not feeling Peebles. I'm not feeling JJ. I'm not feeling Jordan Phillips here. Jamari Caldwell's not it either. Although he's a good second option. Deone Walker. Nah. To me, Ty Robinson stands out. And in an emergency situation, Cam Jackson. And if you're really desperate, Tonka. But I would not go down that far if I had a choice. It's got to be Ty Robinson for me. You can't miss on this pick right here because this is too important. We've got to get this right. We were last in the league in run defense last year. Last. That's unacceptable. Something's got to be done. Whether Evero Ojaro is going to adjust to it or not. You got to get somebody in there that can make an immediate impact, and that's Ty Robinson. So, what I was originally going to do was move that 74 down in order to get Ty Robinson here at 82. That was my plan. But Ty Robinson has dropped. Now you got... on this poll, you got a question of whether he will be sitting there at 110, which it's possible. It's possible. There's a 50-50 chance. Are you willing to take that gamble, or are you willing to do a little bit of reaching just to make sure you get your guy? When you know it's the most vital pick in the top 5 rounds for your team to get immediate help at defensive tackle. For me, I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to jump in there and make it look like a reach, if necessary. I'm not missing on Ty. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not missing on Ty. That's not happening. If I got to give up on Devin Neal to do it, that's what I got to do. Now, again, we're not really hunting quarterbacks, so I'm not paying attention to that. But here's an interesting one. Jackson Dart's sitting there. And I got to say, Jackson Dart looks like the best one out of the group. We're going to find out. But he does look like the best one. Just my take on what I saw. The combine kind of confirmed what I saw. Why don't I package the 2 pick and move up? I mean, we could. We could. That's highly possible. We could. But see, I'm hunting Jack Beck right now. One of these 2 picks is going to be Jack Beck. Now let me throw another wrench in here. Wyatt Millum. Wyatt Millum looked really good. And this dude could play center. Tackle on either side. Let me pull up his profile. Let me refresh my memory on him real quick. If I could spell his name correctly. I'm terrible with this stuff. Hold up. Wyatt. Okay. This is the dude. Alright. Now, left tackle. We need immediate help behind Ickey. This is why this dude is on my radar. 6'6", 313, West Virginia product. Excellent vertical, excellent broad jump. I mean, good measurables all around. And I mean, they said the same thing about Brady Christensen. Oh, his arms aren't long enough. You know, it's like, stop it. Stop it. You know? Look at the percentages. Tell me that's not glorious for a left tackle. That's what we're looking for. This man is being compared to Foster, Kinyard, and Volson. That's something I have to pay attention to right there. I cannot ignore that. 4 stars from 3 different sites. Yeah. This dude's the real deal. Ickey cannot play 4 whole quarters of football consistently throughout an entire season. That's been proven. Unless he can prove me wrong. And he can show me in the first 3 games of next year why we should trust Ickey, you know, through 4 whole quarters throughout the entire season, then he needs help. And I'm going to tell you right now, the man we got behind him is not it. Yeah. Brady Christensen needs to be able to rotate around. There's a reason why we don't have a backup right here. It's because the backup sucked. Brady Christensen has to fill in. We tossed him. There's a reason why. Okay, so I also don't fully trust Josh Neiman. And I don't trust Zavala. We need depth help. We need to find the next Brady Christensen. We need to find the next Cade Mays on the offensive line. Wyatt Millum is a great start. I would also recommend Miles Frazier. I've heard good things about Joshua Gray. I've gotten my first look at him on Sunday. Charles Grant is also a great option to start that process and start getting the depth that we need on the O-line. Yeah, these guys, we found our 5 starters. There's no question about that. But what happens if one of these guys goes down? Brady Christensen has to play patch up, and you don't have anybody behind that. See, there's the problem. And was it Corbett, or was it Corbett was the one that said he wanted to go somewhere where he did not have to compete for a starting job, right? It was him, right? Check me on chat on that one. I want to make sure that I have that correct. Because if I do have that correct, that means we're going to have to find somebody that replaces him. Cade Mays is our center. There's no question about that. Here's my thing about this, though. No matter where you go, you're going to have to compete for a starting job. It's the NFL. I don't know where Corbett thought this was, the CFL or something where you get an automatic job. Come on, man. That ain't it. It's the NFL, bro. So, we're going to have to find a replacement for that. If he goes. So, I'm throwing some wrenches in here, man. And this is going to be a very interesting next 4 picks here. So, what's going to happen here? We know that Jack Beck is going to be one of these 2 picks right here at 50 or 57 because he's not making it to 74. Period. So I tell you what, linebacker, I'm waiting on I'm going to target somebody else at linebacker. And I'll show you who I'm targeting. Hold up. Just so y'all know what I'm doing before I make these picks. I'm targeting Mr. Stutzman from Oklahoma. Why? Because this guy is a coverage linebacker. That's exactly what we need. We need a middle linebacker to replace Shaq Thompson. We need a middle linebacker. We don't need an outside linebacker. We don't need, some random pass rushing linebacker that we think might work for us. No, we need a middle linebacker. We need a leader. This dude is that. I like Bossa. I like Barrett Carter. I like Carson. And to a degree, I would vouch for Knight as well. For that. Chris Paul Jr. I don't know about Chris Paul Jr. Jury's still out. I don't know enough about him to say, is he what we're looking for? Jack Kaiser in an emergency situation. If you miss all that stuff, Jack Kaiser will still be there. And we got a guy from the Tar Heels sitting here. And again, I got to ask the question, are we drafting a linebacker just because he's from the Tar Heels? That sounds like something a former management decision would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds like something we would do before we got Dan Morgan. Right? Am I right on that or not? Because, like, if you paid enough attention to our management in the past, like, it sucked. I like local guys, but it's got to make sense. You know? It's got to make sense. You can't just pick a guy just because it's from North Carolina State. Or the Tar Heels. Or Coastal Carolina just because they're from the Carolinas. Okay, cool. They're from the Carolinas, but do they meet the standards and things that we need? You know? And 9 out of 10 times when we had our prior management, it didn't. And that's why it sucked. The pick sucked. Let's be real about it. Let's call it what it is. So, that's kind of the roadmap I'm looking at right now. So I'm trying to figure out what might be my other pick out of the 50 or the 57 here. Because it needs to be an offensive lineman for me. Since I'm picking a wide receiver here. And I'm waiting on the linebacker. I'm waiting on safety. I'm waiting on DB. You know. And I'm trying not to get trolled by the running back position too. So the only thing left is that offensive line pick. So let's say we get back with 57. I would like to say Grant would be a good choice here. But I also don't want to reach. I do like Cameron Williams. But Wyatt seems the logical choice. But with 72, that seems like a reach. Why are you not taking a lineman here? Don't take offensive lineman here. What would you suggest I take? I'm open to suggestions. Like, you've seen the roadmap I'm looking at, Mr. Thompson. So, what do you think? What would you go for? We do need the offensive line help. I'm not... Shoot, man. You could double down at edge. I'm not saying you can't. But if we ignore the offensive line depth and we get absolutely pummeled next year because we don't have the depth to stand up against the rest of the league once somebody gets hurt, that's not a good thing, man. It's not a good thing. We've done that before and it's not worked out well. I'm looking at DBs. But like I said, Noah Williams is my target. Why is Noah Williams my target? Well, let's take a look at his profile. And I'll show you why he's my target. You take a look at your screen here. 7 interceptions. 8 pass deflections. And look at the solo tackles. 33 for 52. Regardless of why people think, you know, with the 73%, they think he can't tackle well enough. I have to disagree. The numbers are going the opposite direction there. He's got decent measurables. You gotta love the 10-yard split there. Looks great. I mean, everything looks like it's in order here. You know, and we're looking for that third string corner, right? Somebody else got on my radar after this combine, and that's Jalen Smith. And they're saying he could play nickel. That's what I want. Because I want help for Chau Smith-Wade. But because of the fact that we let go of Dane Jackson, well, I buck the trend. I buck the trend. I don't go along with the trend. I draft because of what we need. Not because of what everybody else thinks we need. And thinks we should draft. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of talking heads out there, man, that think they know what's best for our team and they don't follow what we do. You know? And they're like, oh yeah, follow the trends, follow the trends, follow the trends. Well, 9 times out of 10, when we follow the trends, it doesn't end well. Have you noticed that? Because we're not drafting for our needs, we're drafting for what they think our needs are. That's the problem. That's been our problem. So, you know, every once in a while you gotta buck the trend, man. You gotta say screw the trend and pick what you think is best. You think double down at edge? Okay. Okay. Well, I'll play devil's advocate here. For me, it would be Landon Jackson. I don't trust Kyle Kennard after that combine. I'm gonna be real with you. I may be willing to go Birch, but it's a stretch. It's a stretch, man. You know what I'm saying? Donovan did have a decent combine day. But to be real with you, I liked Landon Jackson better. That's my take on it. Other people might disagree. But what I'm saying is, if you don't pick an offensive lineman before 110, you're going to miss out on all of these guys that I just mentioned. And then you're not addressing the offensive line at all. That's the problem. And you can't go through this draft without at least addressing the offensive line with one pick. You have to address it at some point. If you don't get an offensive lineman in the first 3 rounds, you're not going to get a good one. You are going to miss. I'm saying it now. I'm saying it with my chest, man. Because that's how it is, man. That's the trend. You look at any one of these years, and with Brady Christensen and Cade Mays being the exception year, but typically the trend is gone. If you don't get offensive linemen that are good in the first 3 rounds, you're absolutely screwed. Point blank, you're screwed. All you're getting is depth pieces that are going to last for 3 years or less. It's a fact. taking explosive. Okay. Okay. Which one of these would you recommend? And don't say Kyle Kennard because I'm going to ignore Kyle Kennard. But you're at this point you're running the show on this pick. 57's mine though. I'm picking 57. But I'll let you have 50. Princely or Donovan? Okay. Out of the two, I prefer Donovan. I'll go ahead and go Donovan. I'll do it. Offensive linebacker and edge. Good point. Good point. Very good point. All right, so 57. 57 for me has got to be Jack Beck. If you don't pick him here, you're going to miss him. I'm not looking for a number one wide receiver. And my logic is the talent here with this wide receiver core is exactly the same talent level we had in 2015 when we went to the Super Bowl. Nobody knew who these guys were. Not a single one of them. You want to tell me that anybody knew any of those guys before that season started? Everybody thought they were trash. They were mediocre or trash. And guess what? Cam Newton got a hold of him and he said, "Wait a minute now. Let's back that truck up, man. Because these guys have some talent." Nobody knew who Curtis Samuel was before that. Nobody. Find me anybody that do that. I don't see that being an actual trade that would happen. So we're going to try to keep this realistic. We're not doing any of that. No. 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 Come on now. Alright, so 74. We got our wide receiver. And I'm going to be real with you. This is where you start manipulating the board. And see, we missed out on Devin Neal because we had to take Jack Beck there, otherwise he was gone. See my point? I've been taking Tez, but you know, in order to have a shot at Devin Neal. But don't panic. Don't panic. I'm going to show you something. Look to what's down here in the 130s range. Trevor Etienne. Brother of Travis Etienne. Raheem Sanders, who is a monster in his own right. Brashard Smith, who we have met with. Taj Brooks. And I personally vouch for Phil Maffa as a Clemson fan. So don't panic. Just because you didn't get your running back doesn't mean they ain't there. So I'm willing to wait a little bit on that. So let's say we pick a linebacker here at 74. We never pick Clemson players, so I know that's not going to happen. Even though Barrett Carter is the smartest choice on this board at this point. But I know that we'll never do that. Because for some reason, maybe we have some South Carolina biased people in the front office or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But, again, here's Wyatt. You're lucky he's still there at 74. You're lucky. Charles Grant, of course, is still going to be there. Because he's 100. But I think the smart move here is to invest in an offensive lineman and wait on Stutzman. I think Stutzman is the guy at linebacker. And he'll be there, 110, 113. Possibly later than that. That's what's been happening in these mocks. I think the only thing that would stop me from going I think the only thing that stops me from going Wyatt is probably maybe a linebacker here with Barrett Carter. But see, I know we're not going to pick Barrett, so it's Wyatt. 100% Wyatt. I agree with that. And now, see, Devin Neal is off the board, so that temptation is gone. So, we're not going to be stupid and pick something stupid here, at 74. We're going to play it smart. We're going to get that depth. All right, 82. Here's where things get interesting because now here's where you could start to see a run on defensive tackles. That's why I'm prepared here at 110 to pick up Ty. But if I have to jump ship here, and I don't like doing it, man, at 82, but I've got to get my guy, you know what I mean? But see, they haven't made a run on him yet. That's why I'm willing to sit till 110 on Ty for right now. You got to watch the trends. Watch how they roll, okay? If there's a run on a certain position, pay attention to it. All right, so obviously, Noah Williams is going to be 113. I'm going for him 113. Safety, I like Malachi Moore. So that's going to be a tough decision at 113 here. We might have to take a gamble on one of them and hope one of them shows up at 141. And if they don't, then we're going Jalen Reed. Because I don't trust Lathan at this point. Billy Bowman looks average to me, towards this range. He just looks like he blends in with everybody else. That's my problem. Like, I need somebody that doesn't blend in. Use our last two picks to trade up. Maybe. You're playing with fire here, man. You're playing with fire. That's my whole thing is we got to get Between 113 and 125. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. 141 and 147 move up. Ooh. For who specifically? Who you targeting? Oh, one of these two guys? Yeah. To make sure you get them? To make sure we get them both? I could see it. Let's deal with 82 first here. Let's make sure we get our guy here. And then we'll roll with that. Oh, 160 and 204. Well, we got 160. We got 164 here, and we got the 204 that we traded for. So we're in the 6th round, and I see something down there at 204 I like. But it's not here. Where was it? Which player was it? Oh, shoot. Which player was it that I was looking at 204? Hold up. Luke Lackey. But if I can get Mitchell Evans instead, I'll take Mitchell Evans. There's also... Yeah, I would very much like to have Sanders at 147. I would very much like to have that. Or package 164 and 147 and move up. You could. Alright, let's look at it realistically here. We need a defensive tackle, so we know what 110 is going to be. 110 is a lock. Okay. Linebacker. We're targeting Stutzman, so that's going to be a lock at 113. So we know what those two picks are going to be. There's no question about that. Alright, so once you get into 141 and 147, that's when it starts to get tricky. I would like to have Sanders at 147. We still don't know what 141 is yet. So 141 is still there. 164 is still there. Now, let's factor in maybe a possible trade up with 141 and 164 in order to get Noel. That could be possible. I can see that. The last pick will be the 204 will be Luke Lackey, at tight end. So, with that in mind, we've covered every single position with that. Except for guard, which is fine with me. Because we don't have to get both offensive linemen this year. There's not an immediate rush on that. Because we do have Cade Mays. And Brady Christensen can float around if he's going to stay here and help out. Now, the problem is Brady Christensen wants out. So, that's why this Wyatt Millen pick is so important. That's critical. So it may come down to a factor of maybe we might want to push a guard position here. We could run it back with Zavala, but I really would rather not, because I feel like we can get better than that, in free agency and the draft. But that's just my take on it. But we had to address the offensive line in some shape or form. It's just necessity at this point with Wyatt. So yeah, 82 is still wide open. 82. Which, guess what? Charles Grant is still here. Now, the only thing stopping us from getting Charles Grant would be well, let's see here. I don't see anything that would stop us. Maybe Arroyo. That's a real stretch at this point. I think that's what we do. I think that's what we do. I mean, with the roadmap going here, we've covered everything else, and 82 is wide open. What are you looking to do at 82 then? Go back to defense? Okay, who? Who do you have in mind? I am definitely open to suggestions. Definitely listening. Still need interior. Okay. We need defensive tackle, linebacker, safety, and I can't see that last one because the heart emoji is covering it up. Let me see. Oh, corner. Got it. Okay. Well, let's go through each one of these. Again, defensive tackle, we know what we're doing with that. Defensive tackle is going to be Ty Robinson, 128, right? He would be picked up either 110 or 113. Linebacker would be the opposite of that. 110 or 113. They're ranking him at 121. I'd go Stutzman at 113. Because I've seen Stutzman sit there for a bit. That has happened. So, so Ty Robinson, 110, Stutzman, 113. Okay, safety. You mentioned safety. Malachi Moore, and this is why we're trading up, so we can get Malachi Moore. That's going to be your 164 and your 141. Move those two up. Go get yourself Malachi Moore. Now, corner. Noah Williams, 132. So it's going to be a competition between Noah Williams and and Malachi Moore once you trade up? Which one are we taking with that new pick that we just get? That we move up for? Because the other one's going to drop. So what you're going to end up doing is you're going to toss Malachi Moore and you're going to get Jalen Reed. 168. Guess what pick is still here? 147 that you haven't done anything with, right? That's your safety. And the final pick is tight end. No question. Final pick is tight end. Because it's got to be Luke Lackey. That's your radar right now. So the only position not addressed is guard. Again, like, if we get an opportunity to address both in one draft, I'd like to do it. But see, there's the snag of the running back. You got to have Raheem Sanders. So, if you're aiming for Raheem Sanders, he's going to go 147. So that's your 147 pick. So if you don't go guard here, okay, cool. Let's look at safety. I'm totally down to look at safety here at 82. I think right now it's a reach to go Malachi Moore by a long shot. But I don't trust any of the rest of these guys. I really don't. I would maybe go... Oh, man, it's a stretch. It really is a stretch. Maybe Xavier Watts? How do you feel about Watts? How do y'all feel about Watts? I'm okay with sitting out on guard for 1 year. I'm okay with that. We can run it back with Zavala. I don't like doing it, but we can do it. If we have to have that safety position covered, we have to have it. You know what I mean? And we do. I'd go Watts here. I think that's a smart call here. What do you guys feel? Okay. Watts it is. And, another thing to consider here is you have to keep it within that safety blanket area, of picks. That way you can ensure that you get your pick. Gray. Okay. Giants picked up Gray. Nash. No. No. I'm locked in on defensive tackle here. And linebacker here. Now, I think once we get done with the 110 pick, we'll try to make that trade up. Or we could try to do it now. 141 and 161, right? 141 and 161. And 164. So this is going to get moved up. And you said, we need it anywhere between 113 and 130, I think, to see if we get this correct. You know, in order to make sure Malachi Moore is on our radar and to make sure Noel is on our radar too. I'd say 125. Anywhere from 114 to 125. That's our target range. Alright, watch me do some work. Now, I need the full draft order. I need the full order. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Anywhere from 114 to 125. Who's got an extra pick they want to give me? Who's got one? Oh, really? James Pierce Jr. has some character issues? Really? Like what? First I've heard of it. I'm looking for... If anybody's got an extra pick here, San Francisco. San Fran has some extra picks. Miami. Miami has another pick in this round. Let's see. Yeah. Miami. Let's try with Miami. Just a feeling. Let's see if I'm right about this. No, not the 115. I don't want the 115. Yeah, I do want the 115. My bad. Ooh, that would be accepted. You know what? Let's mess around a little bit. How would y'all feel if I took... yeah, it's too much. Okay. Fair enough. I figured I would try. I knew I was playing with fire there. I knew I was playing with fire. There we go. Traded. Done. There you go. Now, we're going to make sure we get these guys. Alright, so 110. Let's see. You are joking. They reached. Are you serious? See, that's why you That's why you don't want to play around too much. I warned y'all. Shout out Joe Valesco for that last comment, though. Caldwell. Linebacker. Ooh, Barrett is still there. Okay. Stutzman. And watch this. Noah Williams is still there. Malachi Moore is still here. Which of the two are we picking? Remember what I said a minute ago. You got a safety net with safety because you got Jalen Reed down here. You don't have that with corner. Maybe Jalen Smith, but I mean he's a nickel. You're looking for Dane Jackson's replacement. Now, the status quo has changed quite a bit since a month ago. So I'm going no. Somebody reached on our guy Ty, man. Somebody reached. I warned you. That's what happens when you get too cute with these picks, man. You start playing around, you get too cute. It does not end well. Safety, what I tell you, Malachi Moore is gone. Malachi Moore is gone. I did warn y'all. That was going to happen. I don't trust Latham at all. I do trust Jalen Reed. However, safety has already been picked up. So, we don't have to worry about that. Now, our focus is now on running back. Alright, so Raheem Sanders is gone. But Trevor Etienne is still here. And somebody might trade on... might reach on Ty Robinson in real life too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We cannot miss on Ty Robinson. If you don't get Ty Robinson, you got to go Caldwell. Otherwise, you're screwed. That's your third option. You're all the way down to third option at defensive tackle with Caldwell. I don't trust anybody past Caldwell. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. If you get too cute with this, that's your butt. And defensive tackle. And I'm not trying to have another year where we sit there in last place with run defense and get made fun of by every single running back in the league. I'm not about to do that again. That pissed me off last year. I'm straight up telling you, that pissed me off. I had to sit there game after game after game of watching that garbage. That made me sick to my stomach, bro. I'm trying to tell you it did. I like Trevor Etienne here. I like Brashard Smith. And I do vouch for Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa can be that guy. I'm trying to tell you, Vilmafa can be that guy if you want him to. I don't know anything about CJ West. Who is CJ West? I've never even heard that name. What position does he even play? That's a new one for me. Help me out here, man. What does he do? We already got our defensive tackle, bro. We got Caldwell. Caldwell's a beast, man. We already got interior, man. We got... Look, man. Stutzman's going to be a stud for us, man. He can stop some of these runs. Caldwell can be an immediate defensive tackle help right there. We got our help. We doubled down at edge, man. Look at Donovan. Look at Shamar Stewart. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We got our guys, man. We can look at running backs now. No, we don't, man. Bro, did you forget about Derek Brown? Did you forget we had Derek Brown? Nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room that is Derek Brown when he comes back. Everybody's forgotten about him. He's like the invisible man. We paid him how many millions of dollars and you're going to ignore that Derek Brown even exists or his impact? I invested on the D-line too. Caldwell's a beast. Do you not like Caldwell? Do you not like Caldwell? I doubled up on the D-line. I got Donovan. I got Shamar. And I got Jamboree. I don't know what more you're wanting here. We got our linebacker. We're good, man. So now we can actually afford to look at running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can afford to look at it now. That was the whole goal. Now, yeah, I do trust Caldwell. I do trust Caldwell. I see you getting desperate now. You getting desperate now. We can work with this, man. We can work with this. You're not going to solve the entire D-line problem in one draft. We had to get free agents to solve that problem on the offensive line. You know, and that was just building our first five. And that's what we're doing. We're building our front seven. After that point, in depth, that's going to be year 3. You see what we're doing here? You're not immediately going to solve that problem right away. You're going to have to get some free agents. That's what we had to do. That's why we went out. We got Damian Lewis on the offensive line. That's why we went out. We actually signed these guys, you know, at guard position and paid them millions and millions of dollars at free agency. See, we're going to have to do the same thing in D-line too. And that's the formula. We discovered that's the formula on the offensive line. That's the same formula we're going to use on the D-line. So, these guys don't have to last like the Energizer Bunny. But the fact is, you know, we got to get these guys. Yeah, because that's all we need. Are you completely forgetting about Derek Brown? Are you completely forgetting we have a Pro Bowl defensive tackle already in the making in Derek Brown? Or are we just forgetting him? Is he raw meat now? That's two immediate defensive tackle starters. Once you draft Caldwell, these guys can hold the line. You've got linebacker help in the form of Stutzman. You've got linebacker help in the form of Jewell. You've got linebacker help in the form of DJ Wanham. We've got help. You know, these guys just have to refine their technique. And that's on Evero to get his head out of his butt and start doing his job right. And I've been telling him, you know, all year long, get your head out of your butt. Teach these guys some technique. Put them in the right spot. And do what you're supposed to do as a defensive coordinator. He's been doing the same thing since Denver. He's been screwing that up. I'm not saying that this is going to be an immediate solution to this problem. If we can improve, that's enough. The rest of the defense can work on it, man. They can do their jobs better. Defensive tackle is not the only run-stopping position on this defense. We already did double at edge, bro. We got Donovan, we got Shamar. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You wanted us to double down at edge. We got double down at edge. And Derek Brown, when he's healthy, is a beast. He's a Pro Bowler. He has Pro Bowl mentality and skills. The D-line class that you're talking about, the defensive tackles are not that deep, bro. They're not. Everybody thinks that this is one of the deepest defensive tackle classes out there. It's not. I can tell you that right now. I only trust about 4 of these guys on this list. The rest of them, I can't trust them for trees. And that's what I saw in that combine too. I can't trust them for trees, bro. Caldwell is one of those 4. And guess what? I got an A+ for it. You're not going to immediately solve this problem in 1 year with run stopping. Okay? It's going to take 2 years to build that depth up. And by the way, where was this conversation when we were talking about building up depth for the offensive line? Because you had zero interest in helping build the defense, depth for the offensive line. Yet you want to build up depth for the D-line. You got to choose one or the other this year, man. You can't have both. You can't have your cake and eat it too, man. Something had to be done. Because we're about to lose Brady Christensen. And that's our Swiss Army knife. And the more I think about the fact that we're about to lose Brady Christensen, the more it pisses me off. Because this dude is oh my God. We can't lose this dude, man. Dan, pay him, please. Please, pay him. If you don't pay him, I will go up to Bank of America Stadium. God bless it, man. That'd be the stupidest decision we made in the last 3 years. Is not trying to pay him. I want you to make a solid effort, just like you try to make with Frankie Louvu. If he doesn't want it, that's on him. Then that's on him. I ain't going to blame you at all. No smoke will be thrown at you if you try your best to get him re-signed. But you got to make that double down, triple down effort, man. We got to have him. But yeah, defensive tackle we're not going to solve in 1 year. That's why you're probably going to have to go out and get a free agent defensive tackle. So let's say we go out and we get our free agent defensive tackle. We double down at defensive tackle with a free agent and a rookie. Right? Would that satisfy you? Would that satisfy you? Because honestly, that's what it's going to take. If you want an immediate fix to that problem, it's not going to go from last to first in 1 year. If that's what you're expecting, it ain't going to happen that way. That's like expecting to win the Powerball without even playing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's stupid. Well, it's not stupid, it's just not sensical. Is really the words I was looking for. I'm going to finish this draft out. I'm going to go Trevor Etienne. We need a solid running back, and I think Trevor Etienne is the guy. I do vouch for Phil Maffa, but doggone it, man. We can't be stupid about it either. You know what I mean? I'm hoping to God they leave Mitchell Evans alone. I want Mitchell Evans. Man, they've reached on my other tight end, man. Doggone it. Nah, leave Mitchell alone. Leave him 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 alone. Thank God, yes. Oh, thank God. We got him. We got him. We got him. Let's go. We got him. We got him. There's our third string tight end right there. We got him. I'm cool with running that back right there. I'm cool. Yeah. That's not a bad looking draft right there. That's not a bad looking draft. I'm going to be real with you. You're going to have to miss somebody, man. That's just the nature of the beast. Let me save this doggone thing. Yup. Send that to my team. Let them analyze it. we go. There's the first one of the day. First one of the day. Fresh meat. Fresh meat off the barbecue. Oh my God. Okay. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. This is just the obvious move right here. You got to move with the Rams. Rams will give you this. Promise. They already got a 203. What makes you think they're going to, you know, come on, man. Get that 204. Run it. Banks, Graham. Top 5 again. What'd I tell y'all, man? Cowboys. Nope. Nope. Go Fish. Okay. Dallas, let's have a conversation. What all do you have? I'll move it back. Yeah, Dallas is not a good trading partner. Well, let's keep it $150 on this one. Who is still here? Will Campbell, McMillan, Will Johnson, Tyler Warren, Michael, or McKill. I keep messing up his name. Malachi Starks. Alright. So let's say the impossible happens here. Let's say we go for Tyler Warren on this one. Okay? Let's just say, just for fun and giggles, I honestly don't think this is going to go well for us. If you go Tyler Ward, you're going to screw up the whole draft. I'm just telling you right now. I am really going to have to reach to get this one solved. I'll find a way, though. I'll find a way. Good God, man. Somebody gonna reach on him. Let's Jack Beck is gone. Somebody reached on him. Dang. Alright. I'm starting to form a plan here. Starting to see something. Yeah. I'm starting to agree with the system here that wants me to go edge rusher. We gotta get Landon here. We got to. $74. I think we gotta go Watts here, man. I think we go Watts. I think we can afford to sit on wide receiver a little longer, but not too much longer. Yeah, I'll go Watts here. They done got Tez. They got Jack Beck. Both of them are gone. Dang, there goes Higgins too. Dang. This is just for fun. Let's say we went with Tyler Warren. You know what I mean? We might have to do some trading. I'm not even going to lie to you. This is not looking good. That's a 4th, a 5th, and 2 7s. Yikes. Depends on what we're targeting. They want me to move down to 125. Depends on what we're targeting. I kind of like Jalen though. There's something about Jalen, you know, during that combine. I kind of like him, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not letting these teams reach on Ty again. I gotta pick him up at 110. I gotta do this. I can't let him reach again, bro. That's not happening again. Round 5, nah. That's a 5th and a 6th. Nunners, who are you jumping on? Who are you trying to get? Hold up. Jalen's still there? Okay, do I have a safety net? Maybe. Felton's gotta be gone. I have to go wide receiver here. I don't have a choice. Dang it, it pisses me off. But I gotta do it. Because look at that. Look at that right there. You... Devin Neal sitting right there. Holy mother of chicken grease. That is not an easy play. That's not an easy choice to make right here at 113. I'm just telling you right now. I think move up that 147 and 141 and see if we can get Noel. I think that's the move at this point. And then you got Stutzman in here. Fudge knuckles. You know what I mean? Like... At this point, you gotta hope Jack Kaiser's sitting there at 164. That's too much of a risk, man. That's too much of a freaking risk. That's your last ditch effort. We have got to have a linebacker. But they made a humongous run on wide receiver, though. That's bad. That's real bad. See, this is where these things can go so wrong very, very quickly if you pick the wrong player to start out the whole chain reaction. You know what I'm saying? This is case in point. What I'm talking about. This has got to be Noel. They're going to be gone. Watch this. 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 Caldwell's gone. Grant's gone. Devin Neal's gone. Gray. Oh, you're killing me, man. Killing me. Killing me. Linebackers are still here, thank God. Noah Williams is still here, thank God. Boy, at this point, we're playing with fire. We're playing with fire. We're about to get burnt. 204. Who the heck we about to pick up at 204? That's what I'm saying. Boy, they are crazy, man. I don't know whose broad idea they thought this was to get Tyler Warren, because it's screwing up the entire draft. The entire draft. I could probably get Brashard Smith probably down here, 164. I gotta move these two up. I gotta do it. In order to get what we need, man. At corner and linebacker. We're taking a risk. I trust Stutzman being there longer than I do Noel Williams. I'll take Noel. Yeah, Stutzman's still there. I had a feeling. Alright. Stutzman. There goes. Yep. There he goes. We're going to be lucky if Trevor Etienne reaches down there. Oh, he still is there. You gotta be kidding me. Hold the heck up. We might be able to save this after all. We might be able to save this after all. Sit tight. There's two offensive linemen still there. Hold up. Alright, first of all, I'm taking Trevor Etienne. Oh, don't mess with Jack, please. 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 I know they're going to take Miles Frazier. But leave Jack alone, man. $204. That's a long ways. That's a long ways to hope this man survives. Oh my God. What? Okay. So here's your question. Here's the question. Do you go Miles Frazier here? Do you go guard? Or do you go tackle? Cause nah, it's there we go. That's the one. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. This dude can play left guard or right guard. Good measurables. They don't like his hands. Fair enough. They didn't like Brady Christensen's arms, so who cares? But look at the pass blocking. 99%. 71% run blocking. They compare him to Marquise Hayes. I'll take that. They compare him to Zavala. Not as good. You know. Or do you go with Jack? From Wisconsin. Jack Nelson. Good measurables. 84% pass blocking, 75% run blocking. They compare him to Jackson Kirkland and Tyler Steen of Alabama. That's you know what I'm saying? I see something here. I watched him in the combine and I see something here. Y'all are gonna think I'm nuts, but I see something with this dude. I'm gonna be real with you. So I see two scenarios with that happening. One, we managed to keep Brady Christensen and we decide to go Miles Frazier in this situation. Should he happen to show up, and we're set. Or we lose Brady Christensen, we get Jack, and we're having to fill in where Brady Christensen is gone. You see my problem here? You see the logic here? We've got to have Brady Christensen back. It's just, it's a necessity at this point. I don't see any other alternative. So we're gonna play the first scenario where we keep Brady Christensen and we go Miles Frazier. Because how many times has Miles Frazier shown up on this draft board at 204? None. I'll answer that. None. That's a pretty doggone good, decent draft. I think I saved it, man. I think I managed to save it without moving anybody or trading anything. That's tough, man. That's tough. All y'all that want Tyler Warren, you did not make it easy for me. I'll say that. I had to get lucky. More than twice. That's not something I like having to do. Alright. While I do like Tyler Warren, I don't recommend picking him up at 8. I really don't. I think it's a trap. In the top 5, Mason Graham. We can't touch Mason Graham. This is multiple mock drafts now. Multiple. Where we can't even lay a finger on Mason Graham. That's not good, y'all. And so we have to find a way around it. You know? And Ty Robinson is that way around it. Whether people want to hear that or not. It's either him or Caldwell. Take your pick. But it's got to be one of those two. You don't pick one of those two, you're screwed. I don't care how many scouts know that. That's the doggone truth. I don't know about you, but I'm not going through another year of last place to pass in run defense. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If I'm Dan Morgan, I refuse to do it. Knowing that those options are there. In that third round. And knowing now that we've been mentioning it, they'll probably get stolen in the second round. Watch. Just because I've been making such a big deal out of it. Because these scouts don't play around, man. I'm telling you. They play dirty. So we got to play dirty too. I hate to pull that card, man, but it is what it is. If people are not willing to accept it, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't know. Just my thought process on this, man. Just my thought process. And that's without making any trades. I probably would have made a couple of trades there. Just to ensure I got what I wanted. But y'all wanted me to do one of those with Tyler Warren. I did it. There you go. You got what you wanted. It wasn't pretty, but you got what you wanted. I know everybody want me to do something with that. That's a lock every single time. That's a lock every single time. Every time I've moved those 2 7s with the Rams for that 204, it's been a lock. And that puts us in the 6th round. Every single time. Now, it might look different on a different ranking board and at a different site. But you got to move those 2 7s up. You have to. There is no other alternative. If you want to get what you want, you got to move it up. And if that pisses people off and they don't want to see that, too bad. That's how that's got to roll. Alright, let's start again. Guess who's in the top 5 again? I'm telling you, Mason Graham is untouchable. In this ranking system, Mason Graham is untouchable. On draft day, shoot. You can hope for it. Well, I'm telling you right now, the chances are down to like 15%. Of Mason Graham coming to us at 8. And that's not good enough. That's not good enough, man. We need an animal at defensive tackle, man. And Mason Graham is that animal. The problem is we can't get him. And we're not about to trade up for him either. That's not happening. Nope. No team in NFL history has traded up from an 8 spot up to a 5 spot for a defensive tackle. Ever. It's just stupid. It's illogical and it's stupid. Alright, so let's say we get we do have Mikael Williams here. We could move down, we could pick up James. or Starks. I don't think anybody's on the same page about us getting McMillan. I don't think anybody agrees with that one. There might be one or two out there that still agree that we should go after McMillan. I'm not on that train. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'd rather have Mikael Williams any day over McMillan. Shoot, man. Here's an interesting scenario. Because you still got Cameron Ward on the board. I'm expecting some phone calls at 8 if Cameron Ward is still there. I'm fully expecting some phone calls. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Same thing with Travis Hunter. I would expect a phone call or two if he was still there. I'm going to go ahead and say let's do a mock where we go after James. Let's trade down and let's go after James just for the heck of it, right? And then we'll do one more where we go after Mikael. And see how much different that makes things. But yeah, let's trade down and let's pick up James. Just for the heck of it. Alright, so we're looking for something in between 9 and 15. I'll say 15 lowest. I don't know, maybe 14. Maybe 14. I don't want to play I don't want to screw around here, man. But let's see. Full draft order. Let's see. Who's looking for a quarterback right here? Not Indy. Miami's out. Dallas is out. San Fran's out. Chicago, maybe. Ugh. The fact that you have to make a trade with Chicago at this point. Ugh. That's after. After the conversation that Bears fans keep having with us, man, about how the Bears GM fleeced us last year. Do you really want to start negotiations with Chicago again? In any way, shape, or form? Because I don't. Because I guarantee you that conversation will start right back up with Bears fans. That's not a fun conversation to have. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Indy needs a new quarterback because AR is not the answer. Although they're too stupid to admit it. There's your problem. They would be the trade partner, but they're too stupid to admit that they can't move on from AR. Idiots. But, you know, that's the Colts, though. That's the Colts. They haven't figured it out since Joe Flacco, man. You know what? Before then, actually, since Andrew Luck. They haven't figured it out since then. So, what in the world makes you think they're going to figure it out now? I tell you what. We could try Arizona. Arizona's way too close for comfort, man. But we could try it. Arizona needs a quarterback. It's risky, but they need it. That's what I want. 114. How about we throw in a random 6-rounder from next year? Yeah. Those are the ones I want. Let's do it. Excellent. Well, guess we're going with Mikhail here. James Pierce Jr. is gone. Somebody got it. Alright. Let's go. I mean, that's the obvious pick at this point. I don't think anybody's arguing with it, right? If you are, you're welcome to. I mean, we can start that debate up if you're welcome to, if you want to. I mean, if you're feeling it, you know what I mean? If you're feeling some kind of way. But I mean, you know, safety's starting to look real good here at 47. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It is though. Like there is no defensive tackle that is worth moving up from an 8 to a 5 to get. I'm sorry, there's none. They better be the next Luke Kuechly. You know, at their position. If you want us to move up from an 8 to a 5 to get them. That just doesn't make sense, man. Like, find me a defensive tackle like that. You can't. That's my point. I never said trade up to get what you want is the only way. I never said that. See, now you putting words in my mouth, Mr. Kimber. With all due respect, man, I never said that part. Check the VOD. There are a couple of situations where it is necessary to trade up because you don't have much of a choice in order to get a few of these pieces, but I'm talking about like way later on in the rounds. I wasn't talking about pick 8. No. Check the context, man. Check the context and check the VOD. Because I never said that in direct relationship to pick 8. Alright, so I see Wyatt here. And I see Xavier Watts. That's what I see here at 47 and 57. And I don't see anything else that would keep me from doing that. Except for Jack Beck. I'll get Jack Beck at 57. That's what I'll do. I'll do that. And I'm going to hope that Wyatt is still there at 74. That's risky. It's risky. But I'm taking bigger risks than that. Plus, I've got a safety net. You know, Jack's sitting down there at 188, so I got a safety net. You know what? I did acquire a 114. That is a thing I did. So I don't immediately have to go for Watts. You know what? I'm going to buck the system here. I'm going to buck the system. That's what I'm going to do. Screw the system. For a minute. Alright, Jack Beck or Wyatt. 70 or 72. Which one's going to go first? That's the magical question. Which one could possibly go first? If somebody was going to reach. Wyatt. Wyatt. I know I'm going to look stupid for that pick, but Wyatt's probably the one that's going to get reached on. Now we watch the fireworks because 110. Now I got to make sure I'm not sucked in and doing something stupid with the running back position. This is where it gets dangerous. Okay, so let me start locking these picks in here. All right. Alright, so starting with defensive tackle because we got to make sure we lock this one in. 128. 128. It's going to be one of these three. So we've decided that. Noah Williams. I'm going to lock that in at 114. I think that's a safe spot. That's a safe pick for him. We make sure we get him. Safety. Safety, Malachi Moore. He ain't lasting until 141. Alright, so it's got to be 113 or 114. Alright, 139. 139 versus 132. Yeah. Noah Williams at 113. Malachi Moore at 114. Linebacker. Let's go. 121. That's your 110 pick. Yep. What did I say Ty Robinson was? Yeah, I said 113, didn't I? Yeah, I locked him at 113. Alright. We got our wide receiver. Alright, so that leaves that guard. Mitchell Evans is getting picked up at 141. Sanders at 147. Guard. Shoot. No. We're going to have to put Miles Frazier here at 147. Because we're going to have him. So that means running back we're kind of playing around with right now. And tight end. Tight end, I feel pretty safe with Luke Lackey down there. If he's not already picked up. If we don't somehow get... Boy. This is tricky. This is tricky, but it's doable. Very tricky, but doable. I say we go running back at 74. Maybe trade that back a little bit. And just pick up Devin Neal. I like it. I like it. There's no reason not to. Let's throw that 74 up on the block. And let's ask for something in between, like 75 and maybe 90. I'll say 90 to be safe. 70 to 90. Uh, 75 and 90. 75 and 90, my bad. 75 and 90. Okay. Jacksonville has another pick. At 88. Well. I think we found our trading partner. I think it's going to be Jacksonville. Yeah, I think it's going to be Jacksonville. Those are stupid offers. Now, what are we looking to get out of this? What pick are we looking to get out of this? That's a good question. Maybe a 125? Okay, so let's kind of take a moment to consider our options here. We could ask for that. Ooh, a 125 and a 143. A fourth and a fifth. Alright, what would we do with a 125 and a 143? Let's kind of take a look at that. 125 and a 143. What would we do with it? I know we're getting Devin Neal if we move down to 88. That's a lockdown. Now, consider that 110 is definitely going to be Mr. Stutzman here. So that's locked down. 113. Goes to Ty Robinson. Because we've got to make sure these two are locked up. We cannot let them get away. 114. $114 would go towards Trace Bryce Young for DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. Bro, what are you smoking? Come on, man. Nah, Bryce Young is actually pretty good, man. See, now you're starting to sound like a Bryce Young hater. I don't want to classify you as that yet. But see, you start to throw all that trade Bryce Young stuff out here, man. And I don't, like I said, man, I don't want to go that direction, man. But you starting to lead that horse to that type of water, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that, bro. Don't do that. I mean, DJ's a beast, man. I like DJ. But Caleb Williams, if you're trying to say that Caleb Williams is better than Bryce Young, that's essentially what you're trying to tell me. That Caleb Williams is going to become like the next big thing in Carolina. Nah, sorry, man, not buying it. Oh, okay. You just trying to reverse the trade we offered to Chicago to get Bryce a few years ago, but see, I'm starting to figure you out. I'm starting to figure you out, bro. Starting to figure you out. That's not bad though. But nah, we don't need to reverse that trade. We just need to go forward. You know what I'm saying? Just go forward. We got this. Alright, so Jacksonville has a God bless. They have a 143. So as we kind of go down the list here. Oh, okay. You just messing with me. Keep up the good work. Have a good night. Yeah, man. Much love to you, man. Much love. Okay. Yeah, I think make the move, man. I think make the move. Because an extra pick in here will ensure we get Malachi Moore. You know what I'm saying? It will ensure that we get Stutzman. It will ensure that we get Mitchell Evans down there in the 40s range. I think this is the right move, man. I'm starting to actually really believe that that's the right move, man. Let's look at that. That's a pretty good trade, man. It's a pretty good trade. I'm doing it. And even if we miss on Devin Neal, there's still like 2 really good running back options. You scumbags. They reached on Ty again. Bro. Who is it that's doing this, bro? Which team is doing this? I want to know. After this mock, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Ah, boy. Y'all forcing my hand right now. Y'all forcing my hand. I gotta take the own, man. Dang it. That pisses me off. So I don't want to have to do that, man. Why y'all keep doing this to me, man? Why y'all? I'll tell you what. I want Devin Neal, but it's such a trap, dude. It's such a trap. I can't. No, I can't do it. I gotta go defensive tackle here. I got to. It's too much of a risk, bro. It only takes that one team to reach, man. It only takes that one team. And it can screw up your entire chemistry of everything you're doing. They took Noah as well? Alright. Okay. 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 This is not going well. At all. I'll take Jalen Smith. Burke was okay. By some miracle, Devin Neal is still here. I want him. By some miracle. Alright, if we don't take Stutzman here at 114, he's gone by 125. Okay. Malachi could sit until 125. $158. Yeah. 158 will probably be God, I don't want to risk it past 143. I really don't. If I'm getting Mitchell. This is tricky, man. This is real tricky. But possible. Okay. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. You clowns took my corner. So you know what? I'm going to return the favor. Tell you what. Yep. Making the move. I can't let that dude go. I can't let him go. Here's what we're doing with this. We could sit on Malachi for 125. 188. See, Jack can wait. That's fine. Cornerback might not be able to wait. Let's see. We're looking at right, guard. Okay, guard. Frazier. Okay. Well, we already got Wyatt, so we got him way too soon. But we got him. Oh, shoot. Okay. Monster Razor's 155. Nakamura's 139. This was 158. And corner that we want. Got you. So this 114 pick belongs to a corner. Now which one? I'm gonna say Parrish. I think Parrish. Tempting. Give me a 166. That's tempting. Not even gonna lie, that's a tempting offer. Move down 4 spots. Ooh. Okay. Let me look at that offer again. 166. And where is Jackson at? Jack is sitting at 188. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna be real, I like it. Just don't get too early. Don't reach. Don't reach. Please don't reach. Barrett Carter, sure. You can have him. Good. Frazier. No. No, I don't want a 7th round pick. Okay. We're going to get Jalen Smith at 190, at 166. That's what we're going to do with that. 161. It's going to be Jack. And, let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna look like a complete idiot, but you know what? Perhaps I am. At this point, it really doesn't matter. I've already fulfilled our needs, so... Hmm. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of C grades down here, and I really don't care. Alright, and that finishes it up. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrapped stream here. I don't see anything more that we really need to do for these mocks. I was kind of messing around with the bottom here. I did reach a little bit on Wyatt, sure, but I didn't see any other way. So, But I started screwing around because we already had our picks, you know. And I saw Kaiser and I saw Jack Nelson and I saw Luke. And those were guys that I had already had on my radar anyway. So, yeah, it is what it is. Now, I want to see who keeps stealing one player in particular from me. Who keeps doing it? Chargers. Chargers at 86. Two picks before we pick. How about that one? And the text... No way. No way did the Texans get Noel right after we pick. Are you serious? Wow. This is why you can't trust these teams, man, that sit around us, man. I'm trying to tell you. They're straight grave robbers, man. They're grave robbers in the 3rd and 4th rounds. These clowns will steal people from you. Look at this crap. Ty Robinson to the Chargers. Noah Williams to the Texans. I had to settle for Deone Walker, man. That's why you don't get too cute. That's why you don't trade down. I missed him by 2. That is case in point why you don't screw around too much. Oh boy. Well, it's a learning experience. There you go. But it's something we can take a look at and learn from. I'm not happy with that one, but it is what it is. You know, we'll come back with the next Mock Draft Monday. We'll start looking at this stuff seriously. And we'll start correcting some of these mistakes. Right? Shout out A Real Sunchild. He says, keep pounding. That's what's up. Yes, sir. But yeah, we learned a lot today. I'm happy with it. So that'll wrap things up. If you got any thoughts or opinions or anything you guys want to talk about, I'll give you a couple minutes. I'll start shutting this stream down. All right. Well, that'll wrap up this Mock Draft Monday. You guys know what to do. Stay happy, healthy, and well. And Yeah. As always, keep pounding. Shout out to Mr. Marcos Cash. Shout out to T. Thompson. Shout out to Joel Valesco. Shout out to Danny Kimber. And shout out to A Real Sunchild. But yeah, that'll do it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game post polls, but opinions and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League via the Yahoo Sports app. If you want to get your hands on an intro like the one you see on your screen, go check out Lindara Ty if you're a content creator. Fair pricing, awesome to work with, very patient, and she does videos, panels, etc. So she's looking for new clients. Search her last name first, Ty, T-A-I, Lindara, Lindara, in the search bar for Instagram if you want to find her. Alright, mention that you were sent by me and she'll help you out. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Be looking for my posts. Be looking for the scheduling in the Facebook group page. Make sure you turn those notifications on so you don't miss my content, man. For real. Alright. As always, keep pounding. Peace.